2. Hello, this is Dr. Jordan Gonzalez, and this is the Hologram Podcast. And today we have two special guests. We have Dr. Qyn Haustedt and Dr. Emily Youngblood. And we're excited to share a story that is a continuation of our homecoming event. And the winningest doctor of quantum neurology is Dr. Qyn Haustedt. It's absolutely amazing. In 2 years in a row, she's won the GRT Lite, and she's also won one of my bowls as well, one of my custom-made pottery bowls, and probably other things as well. She's won the most things. Isn't that right, Kim?
Yep.
So thank you so much for being a part of quantum neurology, and it's been so special to have you as in quantum neurology. You've taken quantum neurology fully and incorporated it into your practice and really used it a lot. And what's that experience been like for you, and what's quantum neurology mean to you?
Well, there's a camaraderie in our group that I haven't seen in anything else. I have learned so much from the QN community, and they're so welcoming and so, I've just never been a part of something like this until now. And all of my dear friends are in it, and it has really boosted my practice. I can see people that I would have never had the confidence to see before. And they're all willing to collaborate and share, and I just think it's amazing. It's a great group.
Well, thank you so much. It's been so much fun to have you with us and sharing your experiences. At this last homecoming event, you won for the second year in the row the grand prize of the GRT Lite. And the GRT Lite is, it's a valuable tool that we have in quantum neurology. And you decided to donate it to a student. And, we've been working closely with the Youngblood family, Adam Youngblood and his wife, Emily Youngblood. And, we spoke about it, and we talked about if we could donate the light to Emily, and you agreed. And then in front of everybody at the homecoming event, we announced that we were giving the light to Emily Youngblood. So why don't you take it from there, and what does that mean to you, Kim, that you were...
Well, I think it's really important that we make it easy for the young people to get connected with quantum neurology, and that we support and encourage them, because, like Emily shared at homecoming, the amount of student loan debt that they come out with is staggering. And if they can be, kind of enfolded into this community that cares about them and wants them to succeed, I think it behooves all of us to keep this going. And, by sponsoring students to go to seminars, by equipping them so that they can function fully when they get out, I think it's very, very important to give back.
And so the recipient of the, the recipient of the GRT Lite was Dr. Emily Youngblood, a recent graduate and a very accomplished doctor in her own right. Dr. Emily Youngblood, thank you so much for being the recipient of the GRT Lite.
Well, it's been an honor. Thank you so much to both of you for your generosity and, just being so welcoming to Adam and me both in quantum neurology and just as people. It seems like all the people that I've run into at any quantum neurology event have just been very personable and very open and willing to help, and just very generous. And I thank both of you so much for the opportunities that you've given Adam and me both.
Absolutely. And with the GRT Lite, I extended a scholarship to become certified in quantum neurology as well. And Emily has been so helpful as a part of our community even before this. And so I'm so grateful for, all the help you've already done And again, you know, with when my wife got injured, you were there because we both attended a seminar together. And when my wife got injured, you were there. Thank you so much for working on her and helping in that serious moment that we had. And she's doing really well. So thank you so much. I know that was really packed, but.
Yeah. Well, I was amazed at how fast she bounced back after that, because that was a pretty serious hit she took. But even the next day, you know, she was in good spirits. She seemed like she was bouncing back really, really fast. So kudos to her too. And the great care she's gotten over the years.
Absolutely. And so that's the reason why we're here, right? We're here because of quantum neurology and the powerful healing strategies that it provides, and seeing firsthand what it could do, and why quantum neurology is known for what it is known for. It's a powerful thing. And so what's your experience been so far? I know you're very experienced with other strategies in neurology as well as applied kinesiology. Could you tell us about what your experience is?
Sure. So I have kind of gone more of the functional neurology route up until now. So I've done a lot of classes with Dr. Carrick and with the Carrick Institute and some of their programs. And so the comparison that I could make probably from that kind of education to what I've seen in functional neurology or in quantum neurology is that quantum neurology is very clinical. So you can take what you learn at quantum neurology one weekend and apply it Monday morning in the office, which is something that is not as easily done when you go and learn functional neurology. And I think that both have great aspects with it, but for quantum neurology, that is one of the biggest benefits or perks, or one of the greatest qualities, I guess, of quantum neurology is that you can learn something and get a pretty in-depth understanding of it, and then apply that Monday morning to help your patients, which I think is just phenomenal.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And again, it was amazing to watch Laurie heal as quickly as she did from her injuries. And for those of you that haven't heard, she was body surfing, and then a wave crushed her and her face hit the ground, and her feet came up and over her leg, over her head. And it was a pretty devastating injury. And we actually did a trigeminal neuralgia and facial pain webinar. And I don't know if you all caught that because you all were in Germany, but we used Laurie's face as the demonstration for the explanations of what to do with facial pain and the rehabilitation strategies. And so from what you've seen in terms of the rehabilitation strategies and the different ways to applying the knowledge that you already know, how do you put that together?
Well, from taking a lot of Carrick's work and functional neurology and a lot of AK as well, the biggest tie that I see between those two is quantum neurology has a great thought process, just like AK has a great thought process, and functional neurology has a great thought process. But those are the hardest things to grasp onto when you learn a technique, is what were these people thinking when they came up with this technique? Or why would you do this with one patient but not with another one that looks pretty similar? So I think with quantum neurology, it not only gives you all these great techniques to use, but it's a great new way of thinking, of stacking things on top of each other and really challenging the patient's system so that there should really never be any end to care, because you can keep constantly stacking and challenging that person so that their system gets even stronger. They can handle more stress in their life. And, you know, if they do get a head injury while they're body surfing, they can bounce back that much quicker. So I think that's one of the biggest benefits to quantum neurology is there's really no end to learning for the doctor, and there's no end of care for the patient. It's just how optimal can we make somebody, which I think is wonderful, because we all want to be optimal, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what would you say to students out there to invite them to quantum neurology or to learn more about quantum neurology?
Well, I think as a student, it's hard to understand maybe why you're learning some of these things. Like, why do I care what a cranial nerve does? Or why do I care about some of these different things we're learning in school, because there's no application while you're going through school. But with quantum neurology, you're taking all of these neurology concepts and you're applying them, which makes them that much more applicable to learning, and they're clinically significant. And going through school, you don't really get that. But if you really want to be ready coming out as a doctor, you need to start applying all of these principles that you learn throughout school, because it's scary when you get out of school and there's no one telling you, here, do this, do that, do that. Here's how you do it the right way. It's really up to you. It's an art, right? So we're all going to practice differently, but if we want to really provide the best care for our patients, we need to have a good thought process and be able to, find something that's going to help everybody who walks in your door. And I think quantum neurology is one of those great techniques where you can find imbalances in anybody's system, really, and be able to help them with that. So I think quantum neurology is a great starting point when you're just getting out as a doctor.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emily. And Dr. Kim, what would you say to doctors out there to invite them to quantum neurology to learn more?
Just do it. I mean, I learned so much that I did not know, and I didn't learn when I was in school, and I wish I had had it in school. And now I just wish that more and more doctors would, get on board and start treating their patients, with quantum neurology, because it's, like Emily was saying, the thought process, it's out of the box, it's coming from different directions, and it's incorporating and stacking different systems on top of each other to just continually upregulate the nervous system, which is what we all need.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to both of you. And for those of you that are patients out there and may be interested in quantum neurology or finding a doctor near you, you could go to our website, quantumneurology.com, to the patient section, and the find a practitioner area in there. And if you're a doctor who's interested in more training or wants to learn more, go to our doctor section and check that out. Learn more about quantum neurology. And check us out here on the Hologram podcast for other interviews and guests and featured topics, as well as please check out our book on Amazon, I Am Loving Myself Healthy. It's topping the charts on Amazon's new releases. Please check that out. And thank you again to both of you so much. And let's see, there we go. We'll stop that. And I want to thank you both, Dr. Kim Haustedt and Dr. says Darren, but it's Dr. Emily Youngblood. Thank you so much. And I know we all have to go to our next appointments, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, George. Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely. Bye now.
Bye-bye.